Well, thank you, audience, for tuning in. So, our book, Colorblind, is out in the coming weeks, late April, early May 2026. It can be purchased via Amazon. We will have book signings where it can be purchased. Cornelius and I would be happy to sign your book, chat with you about our backstory, and answer any questions. And Mother's Day is May the 10th, which is, I don't know, roughly 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks from today, May 16th, April 16th, my bad. When we wrote the book, we never thought about our moms. But now that the book is ready to be released and Mother's Day is the next holiday, it occurred to us that, hey, this would be a good book to give a mother in this sense. Mothers who, of course, want the best for their sons, and often that involves community engagement. Mothers want a good career, they want good spouses, all of those things. But typically in 2026, some form of volunteerism or community engagement seems to round us out as citizens. And our entire last chapter is devoted to tangible and concrete ways for people to get engaged. So, the thought occurred to us that whether a mother gives it to a son, a grandson, perhaps to a husband who maybe has the time to do something and maybe is kind of a little bit bored, there are several kind of outlets that a mom could give a man in her life.
Right, and we're just two men here, but there's females and women that could get involved, and those daughters as well that can get involved and be instrumental in what is needed in those communities, because a lot of times moms are working 2 and 3 jobs and kids are not getting that nurture that they think, or the love in the sense. So we want females to be involved as well. And in volunteering in communities. You mentioned something, and I thought about it, that community engagement and how we talk about being involved in our community. And a lot of times we do things that are modeled in our home. And I thought about it while you was talking, that in Dixie Homes, my mom was a girls softball coach, and she drug my little happy self around with her, and that was the first introduction of doing something in a community, serving in a community, and not getting paid for it, outside of your own home and family. And there are some young ladies that I still see and know today based on the fact that what my mom did in that park there in Dixie Homes. And then it grew from there to where she was candy lady, and then she did Bible studies, and she would give away stuff, and that was modeled in the home. So it was kind of natural to me. It wasn't something that you say, I did say, why are you doing that? But it wasn't foreign to like, what do you mean go out and get involved? We saw that, and it was modeled. So I do think, and I don't think you and I thought when we were coach and player that we will be sitting here doing a podcast talking out about a book and highlighting the things that our mom has poured into us and the things that we've done to make them proud. And I think Family members are proud, sisters, brothers, uncles, people that read this. So for those of you that are interested in getting involved, yes, you may not think on the front end that you'll be doing something that your parents should be excited about or proud of, but I believe they will. So this would be a good testament or something to give to your mom. Say, here's two guys that started out just being coach and player, and how they mommed influence, how they got involved in the work they did, and why they did it.
Mm-hmm. And I think the flip side also holds true. You may have been raised in a family environment where that was not modeled. Your mom didn't coach the girls' softball team, or she wasn't known as a candy lady or something like that. So this might be a foreign concept to you, but I think having the knowledge that did exist in other families, so they may have a leg up on us because they saw it and they lived it. It's maybe even more important, the realization that there are those out there that have no conception of what that looks like. And if I, as a person, get engaged, then the modeling that wasn't in their growing up years all of a sudden is modeled, and the next 50 years of that person's life, they can in turn kind of pass it forward.
That's true. And so I think what you just said, no, regardless of your upbringing, your background, what you was introduced to, what you wasn't introduced to, this book could be a great way for you to read and understand how you can just get involved, period. So it may not have been modeled, but you could become that model.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Cornelius, but at some age, there was nothing I could really give my mom that she didn't already have. She already had her sewing machine and all those other wonderful gifts. But something like that's almost, you can hold the book, so that is tangible, but the information, the stories, that's really what it is, stories that can springboard a son, a grandson, a husband into action, because it's all laid out there, might be a reason to give the gift, because the older my parents got, and they would even say, no gifts, we've got everything, at this season of our life, we've purchased things that we need.
That's true.
So this might be that kind of unusual gift that they wouldn't already have.
That's true. And beyond all of those things, the material things or whatever, and I think through the book and our experience, the one thing that you could give on top of that is to be a good citizen. And I think that's something that every parent, sister, brother, friend would want, is to know that because of the connection, because of what I placed in them, because of the opportunities, they both were good citizens. So I think that's a gift they could keep on giving.
Yeah, well said. And it's just all about paying it forward. Either I received it in my upbringing and I'm paying it forward, or nope, that wasn't modeled in my household, but in my 20s or 30s, somebody modeled it to me, and now I'm paying it forward. I just think that kind of rounds us out as people.
That's true. Now tell us one more time, where can we get the book?
So Amazon, will carry the book. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, 2-day delivery, so you can have it in your hands in 48 hours. Barnes and Noble in Memphis will have it, and there will be others in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but until the book is actually published, we can't line up book signings at those bookstores, but that will all happen in the coming weeks.
Right.